Hi there, this is Coach Craig, and today I'm going to be introducing a simple drill progression for technique. So basically this is meant to be something that you can do on your own. It doesn't take very long to get through it, about 10 or 15 minutes. And the idea is that this is for all events in track and field. Even though we're going to be focused on running today, one of the things that all of the events of track and field have in common are that they involve some element of technique work. And so obviously, if you're in a throwing event, shot put, disc, jab, you're not doing a ton of running as part of your development and practice. But the idea is that running is one of the easiest techniques to develop, and based on that learning, then an athlete in any other event can build on that ability to start working on technique in other areas. And obviously just running and walking technique are helpful to everybody. So the other idea is that for the running events, both sprints and distance, any technique work done consistently over time is going to develop greater speed, obviously, but also efficiency. So not just for sprinting, but also for distance running. There's just so many reasons to be doing this type of work on a regular basis. So I'll repeat this at the end, but my recommendation right now during these times where we're not having practice would be to do this routine 2 to 3 times a week, if not more. And remember that a little bit of work, as long as it's done consistently over a period of time, will lead to big gains. So, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is work on our, what I call the heel butt drill, and so the heel butt progression. So we'll get started with that now. All right, so the heel butt progression. The first thing that we do is we just start with just standing and getting used to being really balanced on our feet. All right, so James and Sarah. Yeah, James, I want both of you just kind of give yourselves a few hops, get yourselves kind of loosened up, get your legs nice and loose. All right, shake them out a little bit. All right, now I want you to stand with your feet hip width apart and parallel. So that's a fine place to start. Okay, so now what I'm going to instruct my runners to do, my athletes to do, is start by taking your right foot and just bringing it up into the heel butt position. Okay, and then foot down. So we're thinking about balance as well as the proper positioning of the foot and the leg. All right, now other leg, left foot. Eyes forward. Down. Switch. All right, we're going to do this a few times, just standing. Down. Up. Down. Okay, so the one thing that I'm going to point out to these athletes is that they want to be thinking about heel up and toe up at the same time. Similar to a hurdle drill, you're not just bringing the heel up and the knee up, but also dorsiflexing the toe up as high as possible. So let me see you guys do that back and forth. Let's do right foot up and then left foot, and get that dorsiflexing happening. Okay, and stop. Okay, so we've already moved into the next part of the progression, which is walking in place. But let's do that again now. So now you're going to do right, left, back and forth. Ready, go. Eyes up. We always want to have our eyes forward, which is going to help with our balance. And relax. All right, the next part of the progression is to run in place, thinking about that exact same positioning of the foot. And before we start, just notice, actually guys, show me one time just standing still. Bring one of your feet up into the heel butt position. Notice that the ankle is right next to the knee. So that's the position that we're looking for basic perfect stride mechanics. All right, foot down. Now walk in place. Good. All right, stop. Next step is to run in place. Same idea. Good. Sometimes we see a breakdown here where it turns into a high knee or a butt kick, but we really want to emphasize that same piston motion. And stop. All right, so now what I'm going to ask them to do is go to the other line. So guys, go to the other line. And now I want you to do the exact same thing running forward. So you're going to run to the water bottle. Go ahead. Good, turn around and come back. And so if you notice, you can tell that their legs are moving in pretty good position, but it's like they don't know what to do with their arms. So then what we want to do is add. I usually wait until we start doing a little bit of running to add the arm motion. All right, so guys, what I want you to do is stand with your feet staggered slightly, so one foot slightly in front of the other. Bend the arms 90 degrees, and then just gently pull the elbows back in a running motion. Eyes forward. Good, that's it. So just relax the shoulders and pull the elbows back. Nice and easy. Okay, now do the running drill, but be thinking about that nice, easy arm motion, pulling the elbows to the rear. Go ahead. Good. Excellent. All right, now on this one, we're going to change it up a little bit. You're going to run forward to the water bottle, stop, and then trying to mimic that exact same motion, go backwards. Okay, ready? Go. And back. This gets tricky. You can see that there's a little bit more skill involved in this, and the stride tends to break down going backwards. But when you can do the stride backwards in the same way as forward, there's some learning involved in that. So let's try that again. Forward, and then remember, keep the stride nice and small and compact on the backwards. Okay guys, ready? Go. And back. Better. Okay, and that's an area that we have that we can work on a little bit. All right, so now what I want you to do, think about your arms, guys, but I want you to just try doing little tiny skips. So you're gonna run forward but skip. Can you do that for me? Skipping. Ready? Go. There you go. Took you a second to remember what skipping was. Try it again. Okay, now you're gonna skip, but you're gonna do it thinking about the heel butt motion. So little tiny skips, doing the same motion of just bringing the heel up. Ready? Go. There you go. All right, and we would work on that one as well over time, turning that into A skips and B skips, but not just A skips and B skips, but thinking about that heel butt motion. All right, so that's the heel butt progression. Starts with standing, then walking, then running, forward and backward, and then moving into our skips. Next, we're gonna do a wall drill and our next part of the progression. All right, so the next part of my technique progression is adding in the wall drill. So the first part of the wall drill is you're gonna be at about a 45-degree angle with the arms straight out. It's always really important to keep reminding the athlete or yourself, if you're doing it, to keep that head up and the eyes forward. So the way that this works is from this position with the heels down on the ground, I'm gonna instruct the athletes to take their right foot and put it in the heel butt position. All right, and see how, because of the other drill work we've done, they instinctively put their heels right next to their knee. So that's awesome. All right, remember to dorsiflex, guys, so you got that toe up as well as the foot up. Put that foot down and bring the other foot up. Now the other thing that I'm gonna have to keep reminding them is to bring the heel back to the original position so they don't keep cinching up towards the fence. They wanna maintain that 45-degree angle. Okay, so James, you're doing what I was gonna instruct next, walking in place. Go ahead, walk in place a little bit. All right, same exact motion as we were doing out on the dirt, but now in that nice aggressive lean against the wall or the fence. Okay, stop, guys. So now we're gonna do the drill for real. So recheck your foot position, make sure you're in a nice lean. Take your right foot and put it in the starting position. And when I count, they're gonna do the number of reps that I shout out. So ready, guys? 2. Good, and I'm gonna keep looking to see whether those heels keep coming back to the same spot. We're looking at a piston action with the legs. 2, 2, 3, 3. Relax. Put both feet down. Check your feet position. See how you walk towards the fence, Sarah. Come back a little bit. Guys are doing great. All right, let's try it again. So left foot up. Listen for the number. 3. Good. 3. 5. 5. All right. And what you'll see is that as we continue with this, the mechanics will break down a little. That heel won't be coming back to the knee quite the way that we want it. And so that would be the thing to keep checking and cueing and so forth. So guys, relax for me for a second. And here, James, how about you take the video and I'll demonstrate. So stand next to me. All right, so I'm in the starting position. Toe is dorsiflexed. And so really what I'm thinking about is sort of when we talk about in starts, triple extension, except that I'm going to keep my heel down. I'm not going to extend on that back toe. The heel's going to stay down. My knee is up as high as it can go. Well, because I'm doing the heel butt, the knee comes where it needs to go. I could force the knee higher, but I don't obviously want to do that. So basically it's a full extension of getting my heel up into that tight position. All right, so from here, then it's going to be, if I'm doing singles, a double, triple, and so on. All right, so that's the wall drill. All right. Okay, so our last part of this drill progression is to actually add in some actual running, trying to run fast, but keeping in mind the technique work that we did in the first two parts of the progression. So the reason I like doing sprint starts is that because you're in such an aggressive forward lean, it sort of forces that correct piston action, that simple stride mechanic, and you'll see how this progresses. All right, so guys, I want you down on your bellies. So we'll start off with prone starts. On your mark is a relaxed position. Hands and feet are on the ground. Set, go. Okay, and walk back. So actually, James, I'm going to tell you to come the other way, a little more intensity this time. All right, on your mark. Set. Go. All right, and come back. So guys, be thinking about that same heel butt motion. So as you're pushing the ground to make yourself go forward, all you're thinking about is heel butt, heel butt, heel butt. All right, let's try it one more time. On your mark. Set. Go. That was better. All right, so you see the progression. Each one gets a little bit smoother and the mechanics get a little bit tighter. All right, now we're gonna move to our next start. Back to the line, guys. And we're gonna transition to a 3-point start. So let me see your 3-point start position, guys. One leg forward, opposite hand on the ground next to the foot. So just one hand, Sarah, and then that other hand, there you go. Head's relaxed, eyes are down. Set, go. All right, and walk back. So from this 3-point start position, we're starting in more of a natural leg position. And so at the gun, you just basically start with that piston pumping action, heel butt motion. All right, so 3-point start, on your mark, set, go. All right, and back to the start. And now we're gonna finish with what would be more of like a competition standing start for a middle distance or up race. All right, so guys, on your mark, like you're towing a line for a race. Still remember heel butts. Set. Go. All right, good job. And so that's basically the heel butt progression, including the wall drill, and then some different types of starts to reinforce that motion. Okay, so that is the simple drill progression for some basic technique work. Remember, it starts with standing and balance and just that basic heel butt progression. And then we move into the wall drill, which is a great way to add some complexity to the motion, and then finish up with some real running. At each of those points, there's definitely some skill development, so give it time. You might have to do a little bit of practice. Coaches, if you're doing this with athletes, you're gonna have to give lots of cues, keep them simple, keep it positive. And again, remember that a little bit of work done consistently over time is gonna give you some big gains. Thanks a lot, and let you know when the next video is ready.